Let's get the likes up to 10,000 likes. We're going to crank this thing up here in just a moment. Un momento, por favor. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. It's been an interesting day. It's been a very, very interesting day, especially when we talk about I joined club. I don't know what club is. No, this is not late nights. This is still sparring, even though we're sparring late at night. It's not late nights. We're just sparring late at night. You guys get it. You guys get it. You got it. Tap the screen, share the live, do the things, people. We're going to start here in just one moment. Guys, you know, it's been an interesting blame game today. I've been watching that roll out. I've been watching the rollout of the interesting blame game within the Trump administration. And I'm still kind of stuck on how like you assemble a team of people, and the people obviously aren't equipped, but he put together this entire cabinet, and they're obviously not good at what they do. But then I've listened to a couple of people throughout the day while I've had time. I've listened to a couple of different lives. And you know what I really realized? While listening to Trump supporters speak, I've realized that the reason why Donald Trump is so successful with speaking to his supporters, his base, is because they don't know shit. Right. I was just listening to a guy who was talking about like, oh, the culture of America, and we don't need to change the culture, and da 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 da. And the crazy part is like he lives in like fucking Kansas or Arkansas or some shit, like in the middle of nowhere. But it's the small-minded fear that Donald Trump was able to actually tap into, right? To perpetuate the idea that, hey, they're coming for you. It's super weird, super weird. What's going over there? Oh, Twitch, what's happening? We good, Twitch? We good? All right. It's super interesting. Anyway, we're going to get into it. If you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. We are here for a good time, not a long time. So tap the fuck in.
You stepped in the box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing.
Bow now.
Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts like lies, get left in shame. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no
what up, Brett?
No safe walk. Great stats will get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey.
Step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air.
Ain't no
rules, no plan, no script.
One wrong
move, get cooked real quick.
No
cap, no shield. Better know your stuff so you can't reveal.
Step in,
don't you wanna
sparring
with Santana? I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right, or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak,
I'll sink you.
You talk slick, but you ain't got source.
No.
Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Hey.
You slip once, I'm snatching it all.
Boom.
Step in if you dare. You care. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick.
No cap, no
shield. Better know your stuff. Step in, don't you wanna?
Lego.
Sparring with Santana.
Hey.
Step in, yeah. You care. Hit hard like a punch in the air.
Ain't no
rules, no plan, no script.
one wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield.
Better know your stuff
or you get revealed. Stepping,
don't you wanna
sparring with Santana.
Yeah.
How can I get ideas about late nights? Send it to Kate.
Stepping, don't you wanna
That's how you do it.
sparring with Santana.
Hello. Welcome back, beautiful people. I know, just in general. Guys, welcome back. Welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates, guys. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or you disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, do all the wonderful things, right? Tap the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. Also, send your daily heart me. It's one coin. If you didn't send it earlier, send it now. Do it now because tomorrow ain't promised the day. Work with me. Let's become one with the beat. And don't worry about me stepping all over your feet. Guys, send your daily heart me. Again, if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. And I figured out how we fix the country. And I really want to get into it, right? Because we got to dismantle the patriarchy. It's something that it's super interesting. The pushback that I've gotten from dismantling the patriarchy, right? But the pushback that I've gotten about dismantling the patriarchy, the only arguments that I've ever gotten is, well, this is all we know, or men are more violent, so they should be able to do the shit. That's it. That's literally the only pushback that I've gotten when it comes to dismantling the patriarchy, which is super interesting, right? I mean, if you were a part of this system, this structure, something that's been oh so successful for oh so long, then you should be able to actually advocate for it in a better way, right? I would think so, but obviously not. Abolish ICE. I feel like that is the most common sense one. I feel like that's the one that no one should be pushing back on, right? There should be no one defending ICE. Not only are they ineffective, inefficient, they're fucking murdering Americans in the streets. What are we doing? Lock up the GOP. Got to do it. They're doing some illegal shit. I don't know if you guys know, but I know like they're doing some illegal shit. I see it. Want to drink food? Yeah. Eat the rich. Capitalism, absolute failure. Doesn't work. Specifically, doesn't work for everyday Americans. Doesn't work for you and me. It works for the ultra wealthy. Doesn't work for us, right? Capitalism benefits the people in the Epstein files. If you know, you know. Boom. Last but not least, non-white reparations. I think it's super important that we actually reinvest in those people that have been overwhelmingly harmed by these United States of America. It's uber important that we do so. And so I think, listen, I know a lot of people say like, oh, it's a black man. He just want money for slavery. You wasn't a slave, blah, 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 blah. It's not about that. Your actual premise as far as one, reparations is very limited. Two, the people that I advocate for getting reparations, it's more than just black people. I love black people. I want to see everyone black win, but I want to see more than just black people get reparations. We can get into it. But if you're someone that disagrees with anything on the background, or you're a Trump supporter, get in the box. One last reminder for Trump supporters, guys, you may be new here. I've been doing lives in the morning for a while now, and I haven't done a late night live in a while. So you may not know how I do things. But just a heads up, you don't get to yip yap in my chat. You do not get to run your mouth in my chat. So if you are a Trump supporter or you disagree with anything on the background and you are you will be muted. You will be invited to actually come up, but you will absolutely be muted. One last thing, it is 2026, and fuck, not only is it 2026, but it is Black History Month, and I'm not with the bullshit. I'm normally not with the bullshit, but I'm definitely not with the bullshit in 2026, and even more so, I'm not with the bullshit during Black History Month. So with that being said, you will have decorum in my juke joint. This is a real classy place. We have velvet on the wall. None of that grass shit that you see down in Atlanta. It's really classy around here. So if you don't know how to control yourself, then you're done. All right, got it. Good. All right, like I said, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or you disagree with something on the background. We are only looking for some debates. All right, so tax-paying American. Good evening, how are you?
Every day is a great day. How are you doing today?
I am good. I'm good. It's Black History Month. I'm feeling black as hell. I'm feeling good. It's it's a good night. It's a good night. Listen, I'm not gonna even go through the normal question because I know you know who I am and I know who you are, but there is still decorum. There's still a way. There's still an actual matter of how we do things, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna give a proper introduction to who I am and what this is. So hold tight for a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. And guys, if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We are only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals. It'll help push us out to the FYP. FYP right now, it's the music notes. So if we can knock those out, please do so. Also, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes, and we will get after it. All right. Hey, TP. Question, well, not question for you, more so, I want to know what you think about this because I figured out how to fix our country, right? And I
Real
think
quick, if you don't mind, I just have a quick question for you, actually.
No,
you said
I figured out how we fix our country, and so I would like to know which one of these things, as a Trump supporter, do you disagree with the most? Because I know for a fact the way that we fix our country is by dismantling the patriarchy, by abolishing ICE, by locking up the GOP, by eating the rich, and by giving reparations to non-white people. TP, which one do you disagree with the most that you think that you can actually defend?
Are you talking to me? Because you keep saying TP, and that's not my name.
That's your name for now.
So you're trying to be disrespectful.
I'm not going to call you tax-paying American every single time. I'm going to call you TP for short because I don't know if you know, but I got a cadence that I speak with, and I'm not going to have that drawn out name. So you're going to be TP.
No, I feel you.
So would you like to answer the question?
I feel you. So to clarify, though, you're not saying it like in a disrespectful manner, right? You're just trying to say
No. It's just short for taxpayer.
Okay, because I mean, if you went TPA,
you talking about toilet paper? TP for my bunghole. Depending on how it goes, it could be. I didn't think about it, but it sounds like someone, hey, listen, projection. But listen, that's not what I was doing. It was just TP for taxpayer. Anywho,
okay, no worries. Well, you could say TPA would have been a little bit better. So, like I said, I had some questions for you. First thing, when I came in here, you said you know me.
Have we? That I said?
Hold on, sir, excuse me, sir.
Hey. Did you hear what I said? No means no. Do you know what consent is?
Okay, well, no means no back at you. I would like to say a word. I've been up here, have not been able to talk yet.
Again, we will have decorum. We will have a way that we do things. And if you can't follow the rules, then you can't stay. Like, I'm so confused. You may not understand how things work around here, but this is my live. I set the tone. I dictate where we go. And so if you can't engage with the things that I have, then I'm not going to engage with the things that you have. Simple. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. We are only looking for some debates. And let's see here. 1 second. I'm going to reset this gift goal again. Guys, if we can knock that out a couple more times, it'll do some good stuff. Also, keep sending your daily heart meat, 1 coin. It'll boost the live. If anyone would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. If you're over on the YouTubes, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? You can send a super chat and I will read that out. Oh, it's back in the request. Okay, hold on. Well, you know what? Let's make him wait. I don't know if he knows how it goes around here.
Maybe,
hi, the crew. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
No qualifications, just know who's going to heaven. I mean, he's a 34.
I think that's an accidental tap. It's kind of loud. I'm gonna drop you. I don't think you meant to actually request up. I think Lavender, you're in the request as well. I don't think you meant to record. I don't think you meant to actually hit that request button, Lavender. I'm gonna give you a second.
I'd run from me too. I'd be afraid of me too if I was you.
Sure, that's fine. Would you like to answer the question now?
Let me speak. Watch you kick me and lose again.
I think you have this confused.
You said you know me, sir.
I think you have this confused. I don't play those.
Think I've talked to you.
Oh, I'm gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
Sir, have we?
You can't manipulate me because I don't deal with the fragility that you have.
Have a combo.
So hey, you're crashing, bub. You're crashing. If you crash out, you lose. It's right there on the background. It's on the background.
So you lost.
Yeah, you're crashing, bub. Would you like to actually address the prompt?
Yep.
Which one of the points do you disagree with the most? Right here. That you can actually defend.
I got you.
Sure.
So first off, since I just won because you crashed out, right? You said a lot. I have not been able to speak yet. You have not let me talk. Okay.
Are you going to whine or are you going to tell me which point you disagree with?
All of them. Now let me talk.
No, I don't care about the whine.
Why are you acting like
if you want to whine?
Oh my God.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about your crying.
Stop running away.
Hey, I don't care about your crying. Pick a topic. Pick a topic or you can leave. Pick one. I don't give a shit.
All of them.
Which one do you want to start with?
Well, you just muted me. Is it my turn to talk? Do you want me to talk?
Which one do you want to start with?
All right. I will start with this. I don't know you. You said you know me. What are you talking about?
Which point on the background do you want to start with?
I'm just curious. You said you know me. I've never talked to you before. What do you mean?
Yes,
have we talked before?
It's fine. I don't even care. Just pick a point. Holy shit, you're spending too much time doing nothing. Pick a point.
When did we talk before?
Okay. Hey, listen. If you don't pick a point, I'm just gonna move on. I don't care for whatever the fuck is this you're doing. Pick a point and let's go.
Okay. Because of how you've acted, you can come to me to debate anytime in my life. Tell your boyfriend Dean that I'm 5-0 against him. He can
fuck out of here. Fuck off, dweeb. I don't know if that's exactly how Solid says it, but like, I think throwing that fuck off part gives it a little bit of pizzazz. It gives a little bit of pizzazz. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Fuck off, dweeb. Anyway, if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. We're only looking for some debates. See, this is another reason why we absolutely need to dismantle the patriarchy right there. Because while white men absolutely sit at the top of the patriarchal system, they are entitled. They are entitled. And so when you have those fragile white men that don't acknowledge their privilege, that's not trying to actually be better and do something beneficial with their privilege, then you have what we just saw. Someone who comes up and they think that they can actually run the show. He's not used to actually being handled like that. I don't know why. Like, I don't understand why people want just like, hey, know your role, shut your mouth. It's pretty simple. I bet you this is him on the alt. I put money as this is him on the alt.
Know it, you racist. Look how scared you are of me. You already know it.
Oh, you came back.
You know
on
I'm recording.
Oh, why are you so obsessed?
You know I'm
with
recording.
Me? I don't even know you.
You know I'm
You're so fragile. You're embarrassing yourself. Hey,
fragile.
Hey, TP. I'll give you one more shot. Listen, stop coming off mute. Just listen for half a second. Have some impulse control.
You listen.
Have some impulse control. 2 seconds.
Let
2
me
seconds. Shh. Listen.
Let me talk, you coward.
Shh. This is what we're gonna do. I'll give you another chance. You can come off mute. I'll let you stay. I know you don't have friends. You can hang out, but we have to debate. So what you need to do is when you come off mute, you have to pick a topic and you have to tell me which topic you want to start with as far as debating. We can get into the debate. And if you earn the right for me to answer any questions, then I'll answer the questions, but you got to earn it first.
Well, you got to be brave.
You got to earn it first, bub.
Look at you. You got to earn it.
All right. Here's your shot. Hey, TP, you only get one shot. This is your moment. You better lose yourself. Which point do you feel like you can defend the most?
All of them.
Okay, pick one and we'll start there.
Okay. The first would be make sure you tell them to come to my live. Same for you. Because you can't talk. You just mute.
Fuck off, dweeb. Holy shit, guys. He's so fragile. Him's so fragile. I don't know what that's about. They get weird. They get weird when you tell them consent is necessary. Because consent is absolutely necessary. You don't get to just I'm here and I'm gonna say what I want to say. It doesn't work that way. Hi, Bold. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah, Trump supporter, and I disagree with a lot of things in the background.
Okay, perfect. Which one do you think that you can defend the most? Where would you like to start?
Eat the rich.
Okay,
come on.
One second, Bold. Can I just say, kudos to you. I don't know if you saw that last display, but the person who we've spent fucking 15 minutes just to try to get him to do what you did in 10 seconds. So I appreciate you. Anyway, you said you disagree with eat the rich. All right, Bold, the floor is yours. Why do you disagree with the premise that we need to eat the rich?
We don't need to because, they're opportunity providers. Without them, ingenuity wouldn't move forward. Who would be there to invest, right? In ingenuity, that's one. Who would be the hirers? Who are the business owners, who are the risk takers. If you take that risk, you should be rewarded. You should be rewarded monetarily. You should be rewarded, with taxes, less taxes. People that invent stuff that make life better, should be rewarded monetarily. Okay. Come up with the iPhone. Yeah. You should be well off. You shouldn't be, like a McDonald's worker. Shout out to them, but you shouldn't earn the same type of wage.
Okay. Listen, I get your premise, right? I am actually a firm believer in work equals reward. But I think the issue that I have more so is understanding the line of demarcation. So question for you, do you think that anyone who has been successful, right, the ultra wealthy, the billionaires or whatever, do you think that they have been able to achieve the position that they're in because they have worked hard?
No, sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's, it is working hard, but it's a different type of hard work, to keep a $1 billion corporation together, at that very top level is stressful. There's competition. There's a lot of international biddings. It's a lot of work. They're just not kicking up their feet and just, not working, man.
Okay, Got it.
You know, it takes a lot.
So what do you think about the exploitation of the ultra wealthy when it comes to the proletariat?
Repeat that?
What do you think about the exploitation of labor when it comes to the proletariat?
Proletariat, I'm not sure what that is. What is that?
What do you think about the super rich using like everyday people to make themselves richer?
Well, that's one way of seeing it. You know, another way of seeing it is they have provided opportunity. You know, somebody can walk up in my shop. I've built my company for 10 years, you know, for me to go ahead and finally to be able to hire, you know, somebody to work in the back and also a secretary. You know,
wait, when I say
they're not
question
going
for
to
you, Bo.
earn as much as me. Huh?
When I say eat the rich, do you think I'm talking about you?
No, no, I'm not. I mean, I'm okay, but I'm not.
Do you think that I'm talking about like you in the future?
It's possible. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely trying to get to the $1 million mark, you know.
You think I'm talking about millionaires when I say eat the rich?
Millionaires, billionaires, sure. Billionaires.
Do you know the difference between a million and a billion?
Yeah, it's vast.
Yeah, it's like the ocean.
Yeah, it's vast.
Yeah.
It's vast. But
so
you know,
maybe how about this? Let me give you a little bit more about my premise when I say eat the rich, and maybe it'll help you understand a little bit more, because I think so. The thing that I run into when I have this debate with people is a lot of people think that when I say eat the rich, I'm talking about like, oh, I don't want anybody to make money, and anybody that's made a little bit of money, they got to give up the money. There's such a huge gap between the understanding as far as who people think the rich is versus who they actually are, right? And so when I talk about the rich, I'm not talking about, you know, even millionaires. That's not even necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the entire system of capitalism, right? Because capitalism is a system of exploitation, right? It's capitalism is a system of greed. It's consuming. It consumes more and more and more. And no matter how much you have, you still want more. Thank you for the cake. And then even more so, it's built on the backs and exploitation of anyone who is not at the top, right? So the people who are overwhelmingly benefiting, the billionaires, are the ones that continue to exploit or steal resources or ideas, intellectual property, right? You can talk about these people and you say, oh, they invented something. Well, most people that are ultra wealthy, even like these, technocrats, that's what they're called, technocrats. Like, they didn't invent shit. They don't really know shit. They just stole intellectual property from certain people, right? Which has allowed them to capitalize on the ability to steal said intellectual property. So my premise is that we need to focus on redistribution of wealth at the top. We need to close tax loopholes on these billionaires so they aren't able to actually continue to just hoard said capital. We need to raise the taxes on corporations. We need to do these things and then use those additional funds to reinvest in America to improve our social services and the quality of life for everyday Americans. Two things that immediately jump out to me as far as things that we should do for everyday Americans is providing universal health care and also a public option for free education. Free college education. Those two things are things that we can definitely do with closing tax loopholes and increasing corporate taxes. And I mean, that's just the start.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good, but you know, you have to understand that, you know, if you don't reward people that are, that have ingenuity, that take risks, you know, then you'll have a whole society of people that just want to work at McDonald's and drive a Mercedes. You see what I mean?
What's wrong with working at McDonald's and driving Mercedes?
Well, you know, because your value is not that's not what your market value is. You know, a surgeon has more of a market value than not that it's a better person, but more of a market value than somebody that works at Walmart. You know, a surgeon has gone
How
to
many
school.
surgeons do you know that are billionaires?
Well, even if let's not even talk about the high.
No. We have to, because that's the premise of what I'm speaking to. Again, I think you are
Talking about
conflating.
billionaires? Okay, my bad.
I think you're conflating what I'm saying, because I'm not talking about like people being able to generate revenue for their achievements and their abilities. Like, I'm not shorting people from like being successful and being able to create comfortable lives for themselves and their families. But what I am saying is that when you reach that point of overwhelming wealth, and you're taking from others when there's no need to take from others, that's the line of demarcation for me. Question for you. Can you name me one ethical billionaire?
Can you name me some ethical hood rats, right?
That's not how you answer a question. You don't answer a question with the question. You actually answer the question. So I'm going to try it again. Can you name me one ethical billionaire? And I'll help you out. When I say ethical, meaning someone who was able to achieve that wealth without the exploitation of people in one way or the other, whether it's still intellectual property, whether it's exploiting their resources, whether it's just actually, being cutthroat and taking from others.
All of them are ethical. All of them are morally ethical.
How?
Because they are providing opportunities. Without the Walmart family, how many people would be able to celebrate?
There would still be opportunities. I think you think that the actual opportunities are only created by the billionaires. No, opportunities are created by need, not by exploitation. So just because Walmart is here doesn't mean that if Walmart wasn't here, there wouldn't be a Kmart. Shout out to that throwback. Like the point that, but also when you talk about like Walmart, right? Think about this. When I say ethical, the reason why Walmart isn't ethical, multiple reasons. You can talk about the fact that they're one of the largest companies in the world. They employ the most employees in the United States of America.
You're not thankful for that?
Hold on, listen to me. They employ the most Americans in the entire country, while also paying their employees an unlivable wage. There is a large majority of Walmart employees who don't make a livable wage, and so they have to live off the government. Walmart literally uses the government to subsidize the prices that they pay their employees. They know for a fact that they're paying their employees less than a livable wage, so their employees will be able to get government assistance. That's exploitation. And then you can even talk about the fact that in order for Walmart to be there to survive, they have to choke out small businesses, local mom and pop shops, in order to actually thrive. So they kill out the local economy and those legacy businesses that have already been in place. So when you talk about like the Walmart family being ethical, they're not. There's nothing ethical about their business model.
Okay, so I'll put it to you like this. My team, the Detroit Lions, is not going to the Super Bowl this year, right? So am I to say, because my team is not going to the Super Bowl, these other teams, the Seahawks and New England are unethical, right?
I think you're confused with your analogy.
No. Let me land it.
Sure.
Business is extremely competitive. Sure. If you're in business, whatever business that you're going into, somebody's already doing it. There's a bigger fish out there in the water.
Why is business extremely competitive?
That is the nature of the beast, sir.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
Look, I'm a printing company.
The reason why business is extremely competitive is because of capitalism.
No, and that's just the nature of it.
No.
There's other people in your lane.
Hold on. Stop for a second. Do you think that the way that business is done in the United States of America is the way that business is done all around the world?
Absolutely.
Have you ever left the country?
Absolutely. I'm Nigerian.
You're Nigerian. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So were you born and raised in Nigeria, or where were you born and raised?
I was born in Nigeria. I moved here when I was 12.
Okay, so you're American. Like, I hear you're Nigerian, but you're American. Like you've grown up within our society. You live in our society. When's the last time you left the US?
Oh man, I hate that. It's been about 10 years.
Okay, where'd you go?
I went to Nigeria.
Have you gone anywhere outside of Nigeria?
Jamaica.
Okay, it's Jamaica.
You know,
the point that I'm trying to get to is there's other societies within our world that don't put the heavy focus on capitalism. And since they don't put the heavy focus on capitalism, they live in a socialistic society where they care more about their people than they care about capitalism, right? And so you go to these countries and they have a better happiness score index. I'm sorry, happiness score on the happiness index. Do you know what that is?
No, I guess you can say they're more happy, but how does that?
No, that's not what it is. It's a little misleading with the word. So the happiness index is a global tracker that looks at multiple metrics within the countries, including the quality of quality of health, life, longevity, education, cost of living, food, like all of these multiple indicators that break up into like the happiness index. Where would you think that the United States of America would fall with on that happiness index?
We're probably low because we're very obese. We eat a lot of bad foods. You know, there's a lot of things that play into that more so than just income.
Last time I checked, and I can look it up, we were at 47, right? 47. Yeah. So the point that I'm trying to get across is there's other countries that put a emphasis on quality of life, on family, on other factors, and they don't play into the overall capitalistic model that we fall into within the United States. They fall into a socialist model. And so you can do things in certain countries where, like, if you lose your job, you can actually pick up a phone, make a call, and they pause your bills for an entire year. You can go to certain countries that don't believe in people being unhoused. And if there are empty houses and someone squats in the house because it looks abandoned or it's empty, then they can just stay in the house. Like, there's other countries that put a focus on, I'll tell you what, I was in Spain a while ago, right? And I like cigars. And so I wanted to get me a Cuban because, you know, they're not legal here in the US. And so I wanted to get me a Cuban, and I went to the tobacco shop. It was supposed to close at 9 o'clock. I showed up at like 8:55, right? In the US, you're good. And I walked in and I was like, hey, I want to get a couple of your Cubans. And he was like, nope, can't do it. We're getting ready to close. I was like, but yeah. Listen, I'm going to spend a lot of money. Listen, I'm trying to buy it. I'm good. And they were like, nope, we've been here all day. We're closing. And that wasn't like the anomaly. That was the standard within their country. Even when, like, I went to the grocery store, they had their people, you know how here in the US, everyone's standing up and the cashiers, they're checking us out or whatever. In Spain, they have their cashiers all have chairs. So they get to just sit down, right, all day, and they're doing the work. So it helps the quality of their work. They also have this thing called a siesta, right? In the middle of the day, everything just shuts the fuck down, right? Everything stops. You can go home, take a nap, spend time with your family, all this other shit, right? In the, I think it's called like the off season or whatever, like the grocery stores aren't open on Sundays. There's so many other factors when it comes to ensuring that the quality of life is the focus and not capitalism. So the point that I'm making is the reason why you have the mindset that you have, and the reason why we do things like the reason why business is ran like this within our country is because of the capitalistic mindset. And that's why, as Americans, we are overwhelmingly harmed and we have a poorer quality of life than other countries.
Well, it sounds like a more of a cultural difference than a monetary difference, because at the end of the day, these stores are buying things in bulk and selling them for profit, i.e. capitalism, right? Now, yeah, you know, capitalism in Spain, capitalism in Europe, right? The thing is, you know, what you just explained is a cultural difference, not a monetary
culture. It's the difference between capitalism and socialism. It's
not a monetary difference.
It's the difference between capitalism and socialism.
What is socialism? What is it?
Socialism is when the workers share in the means of production. But even more so, a socialistic society is one that gears itself towards the protections and upliftings of their people. and they have certain safety nets that allow people to live a happy and safe life. Example of socialism, like we have socialism here within the United States, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like our police department is socialism. But again, when you look at some of these other countries that are socialist societies or socialist countries, there's still a presence of capitalism, right? I mean, money drives their economic system, but they provide assistance. Again, like universal health care. Like the United States is the only quote unquote developed nation that doesn't have universal health care, right? But that's a form of socialism that benefits their people. And we, the richest country in the world, like we should have universal health care. Like that doesn't make sense that we spend more money on our healthcare system and get some of the, not the poorest, but some of the most average, I'll just say the average healthcare in the world.
Mm-hmm. So are you going to be okay with paying more taxes for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You guys say that like taxes scare me. Like first and foremost, right? We pay more taxes for everything. Like that's such a cop out when people talk about, well, taxes. I don't want my taxes going in. Donald Trump, the current president of the United States of America, is advocating to increase the United States military budget to $1.5 trillion. $1.5 trillion. Where do you think that money's going to come from?
That's a war budget.
We're not at war. No, it's not a war budget. You know why it's not a war budget? You know why it's not a war budget? Because one, right now, our current budget almost $1 trillion. If you cut our current budget in half, we still have the largest budget, the largest military budget in the world by over $300 billion. If you cut it in half, we still have the largest military budget by $300 billion. It's excess. It's greed. The military industrial complex is used to uphold capitalism. It's greed. It feeds into itself. It's more. That's the point.
That's what's called power.
It's not.
Without the means to enforce it, you have no power. You understand?
Say that.
There's a reason why we went into Venezuela. Boom, in and out, and we're not.
Oh yeah, we went into Venezuela because of oil.
And well, okay, that's fine. What I'm trying to say is power, right?
That's not power. That's not power.
That is a country with less power.
Exactly,
right?
But you know what?
So there's a reason why
we wouldn't do that to a country that had the ability. We wouldn't do that to a country that had the ability to defend themselves.
We spend. That's what. Now you understand why we spend what we spend.
Listen
on the military.
Listen, Linda. Listen. We wouldn't do that to a country that has the ability to defend themselves. And I'm not talking about military might, because there's no country in the world that can stand up to our military might. It's not about military might. We wouldn't do that to a country that had the ability to impact us in multiple ways. I'll give you this example. You remember how a couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump was on that whole, we want Greenland, we'll take Greenland, we want Greenland. Do you remember that?
Of course.
You know why Donald Trump backed off of that?
Because of NATO.
What did NATO do?
They have a strong military presence.
No, they don't. And it's not about military. It's not about military. You know what the NATO leader said?
What?
The NATO leader said that if Donald Trump invades Greenland, yes, they will defend Greenland, but bigger than that, they were planning on tanking the U.S. dollar. They literally set up a plan to cut off all trade, to cut off all economic resources to the United States of America, and they were going to dump all of our treasury bonds as well. They were literally going to turn our US dollar into shit. And Donald Trump and his people was like, ooh, we better stop saying this. So it's not about power. It's about being able to defend yourself. And they defended Greenland without shooting one bullet.
What do you call that? That is power. That is leverage. You know, you've got military, you've got economic, you've got technology, you've got leverages. You got these things are powers.
It's not about power. It's about being able to defend yourself.
And that's what they defended themselves
It's being able to
monetarily.
defend yourself. And even more so, if you like, you're going away from the point, because now you like completely subverted, and we're talking about something that we were originally talking about. You said we were talking about the social safety nets. You were talking about increasing taxes. We talked about the military budget. We went down this rabbit hole. I want to go all the way back to where I was at, because I don't want to get off of that. We were talking about how we would pay for these things and why the actual eat the rich is the premise. So we're going to recenter around all that. I got a couple of thank yous that I need to say, but we're going to refocus on that. So give me 2 seconds, okay?
Well, you got it.
Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I got a lot to catch up on. Let me start over on YouTube. W's in the chat for Hawk for the becoming a late night tuber. W's in the chat for Big Red for the $2.79 euro. Ozzy, sorry. Ozzy say hello. Velilis Goo. I don't know what that is. Velilis Goo. I don't know. Velilis Go. I don't know. Sorry. W's in the chat for Luna for the $11.99 euro says, it's always fear combined with the lack of empathy. Trump supporters always assume Dems have ulteriors. I'm assuming you mean ulterior motives, because they themselves wouldn't support anything that they don't gain from. Yeah, like it's always like, what can I get out of it? W's in the chat for Kojo for the $10 super chat. Just the super chat. I appreciate the love. W's in the chat for Rest Belt for the $5 super chat to say, before Walmart, there were far more department store chains in which created more competition and provided lower prices for consumer and better pay for workers. Absolutely. W's in the chat for J Mule for the $5 super chat to say, they use the MAGA language, quality of life equals family first, citizens first, because those happy countries heard their cottonize? Heard their cottonize? Or you mean colonialize? I heard their, I'm assuming you mean colonialize. W's in the chat for Jay Mule for the $5 super chat to say, don't forget the large Department of War budget increase with 100% audits fell record. Yes, they can't pass any type of audits. W's in the chat for Jay Mule for the $10 super chat to say, these MAGAs don't understand the simplest stuff. They love pulling their cheeks from 90s to 180. Their cheeks from, I don't know what you're talking about, Jay Mule. I'm not going to hold you, but right on. W's in the chat for, let's see here, Alice for the $5 Canadian. By the way, I'm Jen Alice in the comments. Okay, hey, Jen Alice. Your lives are absolutely my favorite, and I need to know what's your intro song now. It's an earworm. It's my own personal song. I got it made specifically for my debates. Thank you so much, Alice. W's in chat for Sophie for the $10.50 donation says, word from Rupi Kaur, your art is not about how many people like your work of art. It's about if your heart likes your work, if your soul likes your work. It's about how honest you are with yourself, and you must never trade honesty for relatability. Touts Minds Melis from Montreal. Thank you so much for that. W's in the chat for Kimberly for the $10 donation saying, I heard my conservative mom humming your intro earlier. Baby steps. Listen, that's how we get to it. W's in chat for Alice for the $1.40. I'm assuming this is Euro or Canadian, one of the two. I wanted to suggest looking into the reparations as if they were damages in court of law. How would that not be appropriate considering? Listen, I have heard that. I absolutely have heard that. People talking about like doing reparations as a class action lawsuit. Like that's the thing. That's the thing. W's in chat for Danella for the $10 donation saying TP reminds me of a preschooler when you tell them they have to wait their turn to speak. Yeah, he was insufferable. W's in the chat for Coralie for the $20 donation saying tuning into your lives for the first time, and this is amazing. I'm so happy that you're excited, and I'm so happy that you're here. W's in chat for Brittany for the $5 super chat to say 1,000,000 seconds is 1.5 days. 1,000,000,000 seconds is 31.7 years. Brittany, I think if more people start to think about like money in the sense of time, they'll contextualize it better. W's in the chat for, I'm glad I saw that at the beginning. I will not say your name, But thank you so much for the $4.44. You're always fun to listen to whenever I get to tune in. Have a blessed evening. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. W's in the chat for Chase. What up, Chase? Who sent a $20 donation saying, just hope you're having a great night. P.S. I saw you in your new hats the last couple of days. Yes, Chase. I couldn't figure out because it didn't say who sent it, and I was so confused who sent the hat. It's fucking dope. Fucking W's in the chat for Chase for the hat. It is fucking dope. I got to make a video about it. I was trying to figure out who specifically sent it because it didn't have a name on it, and I know a few people were sending stuff to the P.O. box. W's in the chat for Bridget for the $10 donation saying, your knowledge is so powerful, Bridget. Thank you so much for the 10. W's in the chat for self-love for the $2 donation saying, happy Black History Month and F MAGA. I know that's right. All right. Sorry, guys. W's in the chat. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and Linktree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. All right, Bold. I want to get back to it, and I want to really home in on this.
Sure.
The point of the matter is that understanding that the wealth gap has continued to grow within our country, understanding that Donald Trump signed the BBB into law, which oversaw the largest transfer of wealth in United States history, understanding that we have someone like Elon Musk, who is on his way to becoming the first ever trillionaire, right? And most Americans are $500 away from, abject poverty. They can't make it past the $500 emergency. The point that I'm trying to get across is that I'm not trying to take away from the average person that's trying to have a successful and happy life. I'm not even trying to take away from people that are doing well for themselves. I'm trying to say that the people like Jeff Bezos, who is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, but pays such a small amount of taxes. Let me put this in perspective for you. Jeff Bezos, for his wealth, he paid about $7.2 billion in taxes, right? That sounds like a lot of money, right?
Yeah, it does. It is a lot of money.
Okay, cool. By proportion, him paying that $2.7 billion in taxes is the same equivalent as someone who makes $100,000 paying $300 in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
I do.
It's about proportionality. It's not just the raw number. Yes, 2.7 billion is an astronomical amount to us, right? But to Jeff Bezos, that's $300.
Okay.
The point that I'm saying is that if we look to adjust and close these tax loopholes, then reinvesting into our society as a whole, we can fix so many problems. The reason why I'm like such an advocate for universal healthcare, right, is because it kills two birds with one stone. Do you know what the number one cause for houselessness is in the United States?
Probably medical bills, man.
Exactly. Exactly. Right there. So if you actually address healthcare and you eliminate healthcare, you can create a healthier society while also addressing the number one form of debt that causes people to lose their homes. You do both of those. You improve our society in so many different ways. And hell, like if you even just talk about our taxes, right? Normal people, if we increase our taxes anywhere from 3 to 5%, then we can afford a public option for universal healthcare. But we don't even have to do that. We can look at targeting, like I said, closing those loopholes on the ultra wealthy, or hell, even increasing the taxes on the ultra wealthy. On corporations. And those things would allow us to just have a healthier, happier, safer country.
Okay, well, that sounds good and all, but the reason why I'm a Republican is because those things sound great, but you have to have fiscal responsibility. Where is this money going to come from? Now, you did say
Republicans don't
from
believe in fiscal
corporations.
Responsibility.
Yeah, they're more fiscally responsible than Democrats.
That's not true.
But yeah, well, very true.
Which president has added more to the United States debt and more so than any president in modern day history?
I really don't know.
Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well,
Donald Trump has increased our debt more than any president in United States history. And funny fact, right? Fun fact. You said that, and I'm so glad that you said that, because I was actually looking at an economic breakdown, right? And this was an economic breakdown, and this was a comprehensive study that was completed of the stock market performance over time of presidents. I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Stick with me for a second. I'm so glad that you said this, because like I literally just found this today, right? So this is an economic breakdown of the stock market under presidents, right? So that's Truman, right? This is the growth under Truman. This is the stock market under Eisenhower. This is how it's been since Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, right? So you see the recent trends after the 80s and how like it started to flip as far as the economy in recent history ever since what Reagan was doing.
Yeah, the peaks are so much higher because of inflation. The dollar back in the 50s is not the same buying power dollar.
No, Bub. It's adjusted for inflation. It's adjusted for inflation. The point that this is getting across is that the overall progression of the S&P 500 in modern history since the 80s, it has been outperformed with Democratic presidents versus Republican presidents. I got another one for you. Because again, the perpetuation of the myth that Republicans care about fiscal responsibility is something that the Republicans have propagandized, right? Because they used to stand on again, you saw the chart prior to the 80s, right? Prior to the 80s, they absolutely stood on business when it came to the actual economy and how things actually occurred. But ever since the 80s, the Republican Party has completely changed what they're about, and also what they're about.
War.
Yeah, no, it's not about war. It's not about war. They don't care about the American people. Let me give you this one real quick. This has been what has happened to the United States economy since 1970, right? This is all the leadership since 1970. Since 1970, under Democratic leadership, the GDP has grown by 2.88%. Under Republican leadership, it's only grown by 0.94. Since 1970, there's been a total of 61.2 million jobs under Democratic rule. Under Republican rule, it's only been 27 million. Since 1970, the stock market has increased by 2,228.57%, while under Republicans, it's only grown by 793.28%. Under Democrats, the average unemployment rate has been 5.84%. Under Republicans, 6.16%. Under Democrats, since the 1970s, there's been one recession started. Under Republicans, there has been 7. Now, this is my favorite part. It's an add-in. This doesn't necessarily reflect the economy, but this tells you about the character of the people that you've been putting in power. Since the 1970s, there's been 3 Democratic Congress members, that's House, Senate, or presidency, 3 that have been indicted on criminal charges. Since the 1970s, there's been 272 Republicans that have been criminally indicted. And Donald Trump has his 34 felonies. So the point that I'm getting across is that throughout the history and the totality of the United States of America, I'm sorry, not the history in totality, I'm sorry, since the 70s, that's a really bad statement. Since the 70s, the Democratic Party has vastly outperformed the Republican Party by multiple key indicators.
Well, you have to put other things into account. Okay. All right. You said, during the 90s, both Bushes, right? The Kuwait War, right? The war in Iraq, Afghanistan war. So you're comparing wartime economies versus non-wartime economies, right? So that, is not a fair comparison, right? And then now just to go back to what we were talking about, as far as like universal health care, it has to come from somewhere. Okay, what's going on? Every year when we budget, we have a budget deficit, right? Of at about $2 trillion, right? Where's that money coming from? That money is coming from the rich that you want to tax so bad. It's coming from rich individuals. It's coming from corporations.
18 of the richest people on the planet hold 70% of all the planet's wealth. 18 people hold 70% of the planet's wealth. Make it make sense.
If you redistribute it,
make it make sense.
How going to spend the money
18 people hold 70% of the wealth in the world. How does that make sense?
That's crazy numbers. But what I'm telling you is, if you redistribute the wealth and you put that money into the hands of everybody, that money is going to end up back into the wealthy. Because what normal people do is spend. They don't invest. You want to penalize investors. You want to penalize job creators. You want to penalize the people that invest into new technology to keep our society moving forward. That money is just going to end up back into the hands of the rich. It's a culture. It's a culture of spending, and it's a culture of investing. I'm an investor. If you give me $25,000,
you think that you're one fucking lotto ticket away from being just like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. You're not. That's not you, bro. That's not literally the things that I'm sitting here telling you would benefit you. Like, you understand that actually reinvesting in the people would actually benefit you. Like, what do we like? The point that you're missing. I'm not saying that we need to penalize these people. All I'm saying is that the way that they have been able to exploit people and resources, they have eliminated the quality of life that could be had for everyday Americans. And if we just, I'm not even saying take all their money. Like, hell, I heard this one fucking wild thing where it's like, hey, what we need to start doing is having the billionaires and let them know every year one billionaire is going to be sacrificed. You can be a billionaire, but once a year we're gonna sacrifice a billionaire randomly, and we're gonna redistribute their wealth into society. I'm not even advocating for that. All I'm saying is, hey, let's close the tax loopholes on them. Let's raise corporate taxes, and let's use these things to create a better life for people.
But guess who's going to suffer in the end if you did that?
No one.
It's fucking no one. The normal people. Because if you tax them, right? If you tax them, you're taking out of their profits. They're going to cut jobs. They're cutting jobs already while making record profits. It's going to affect
They're cutting jobs already while making record profits. Your logic doesn't make sense. They're literally cutting jobs while making record profits.
Do you know why?
Yes, because they want more record profits.
The reason why is because of stockholders, probably stockholders like you, because they have a fiduciary responsibility to their stockholders for their stocks to keep going up and up and up. And if a few thousand people have to get fired for that, that's what they're going to do.
And you don't see the problem in that.
You probably have stocks. Do you have stocks?
You don't see the problem in that.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you, it's
what? No, you're trying to justify. You're trying to justify the fact that corporations only care about their profit over profit over profit. The only thing that they want more is to increase their profit margin. I'll give you a great example. Amazon.
Sure.
You know, Amazon laid off all of those people, and they said that it was because of AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't invent some AI that took those people jobs. What they had to do was actually buy more chips. And since Amazon has such a small profit margin in most of their sectors, there's only, I can't remember right off the top of my head, there's only 2 sectors where Amazon makes like a shit ton of profit, right? But in other sectors, they make like such a small amount of profit that their profit margins, like they have no wiggle room in their profit margins, right? And so instead of actually taking a risk with any of their other profit margins, what they did was actually lay people off and reallocate the budget for those workers to buy more chips for AI. They didn't replace these people with AI because AI isn't developed enough to actually do people's jobs. They took the money and they bought more chips from NVIDIA so they can continue to try to create more AI because they didn't want to risk any of their profit margins.
I will say that does suck. I do have a heart. You see, that does suck. But let me tell you, just the nature of what things are is that if you push the easy, if you choose to be an employee, that is the risk that you take. If you choose to be an investor,
everybody has the ability to be like a boss, an investor, or whatever.
No, not at all. But you know, that is just the nature of the beast. That is just, it doesn't matter how moral you are. That is just the nature of the beast. The company, you can be so moral, but if your company is going down, you have to shed the weight. And unfortunately, people are the
companies
collateral.
Aren't going down though, like that. See, I could understand you. Like, not even gonna hold you. Not even gonna hold you. I could get it if the companies were actually going down.
You don't think that's going down?
No, like they're sacrificing people.
If you have this huge, like if I have this huge machine that I have to buy, that's going to cost me $50K, right? You got to understand that my employees, the way that an organization thinks, right? My employees is a cost for me. So I have to reduce costs in different ways so that I can afford this thing. Does that make sense? I mean, from a business mind, it makes total sense. But I get it from a moralistic point of view. These are people, these are families and things like that. But from a company POV, you are an expense and you have to cut these expenses in order for you to do what you have to do. That's just the nature of the beast.
I'm gonna give you one more example because again, I think you're missing what I'm saying because it's not about sacrificing in order to maintain. It's literally about eliminating to achieve more, right? 2 seconds. I got to say thank you to a couple more people and then we'll get right back to it. Guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or you disagree with something on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Can we knock out the daily gift goal?
It's somebody else too.
Little high barrier. Wait, I want to explain this one to you because I feel you're like I
don't want to hog your time.
You're fine. Like we're not like you're. You're not contentions, but I feel like you're right. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me because I feel like you're right there. It's like
you are a number to these corporations.
Exactly,
they don't care,
and that's not how it should be.
But I'm telling you, it's not personal. It's a straight business. You don't know the CEO. It's not like if you're working with somebody, if you're working with the owner of a small business, you know, there's a tie there. But if you're a corporation, you don't know the CEO. He doesn't know you. You're just a number to him.
I got a question. I got a question. Do you know what's happening in Italy?
No, put me on.
Okay. So Italy was highly upset with the way that they were being treated within their society, right? They felt like prices were getting too high. They felt like they were being exploited. They felt like, you know, fucking life was, they were getting hit by the capitalism in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Italy altogether said no. And when I say altogether, I mean literally the entire country of Italy said no. They stopped going to work. They stopped paying taxes. They stopped going to school. They stopped participating in society in order to force a change within their country. The point that I'm trying to get across with that is understanding that at some point, we have to stand up and say, we're done being exploited. We're done being exploited. And we're not even being exploited because we're working towards something. We're being exploited by a bunch of fucking technocrats. Do you know what oligarchy? I'm sorry, not oligarchy. Do you know what a plutocracy is?
I've heard that term.
Okay, go look more into it. But like, what this government is shifting towards is a plutocracy. And Donald Trump was very clear about the need to have a plutocracy by the people that he appointed to his cabinet. Donald Trump appointed 18 billionaires, 18, to his cabinet, and also had the richest man on earth working with him. They are literally shifting the United States government to ultra wealthy. People on the right used to always talk about the deep state. This is the fucking deep state in front of us. They're looking to increase the working class. That's why they're looking to pass laws. They've been talking about lowering the starting age for people to work. They've been talking about increasing the age for people to retire. They want to increase the actual working class, the proletariat, what we just taught, or the word that I gave you earlier. They're trying to force more people into the working class so the ultra wealthy can have a cheap and affordable labor supply. They can't do that shit for free anymore. So they're trying to force as many people as they can into the working class so they can continue to live off of that. Like literally that's what's happening. And you don't get it. You think that you're gonna entrepreneur your way into like where they are. But I'm telling you, what is happening is going to cause you to suffer because we live in a society. And when people can't eat, they're gonna start coming after the people that have food. And when I say eat the rich, people are gonna eat what they have around them first before they eat the rich.
I get it. You know, what they are trying to work towards is replacing human beings with AI. They're not trying to deal with human beings, a working class. That's one.
That's
and
not
number
true.
two,
I mean, yeah, they would love to be able to force people out of a job, but they don't have the ability with the AI. And AI, they're so worried about the AI bubble. Like Trump has fucked up so many things. Not only has he accelerated the AI bubble and like fucking crypto and all this other stuff. Like it's so much.
Do you know what's really going on? Is that China it is beating the crap out of us. China has declared a war on us without firing.
Donald Trump has helped China in so many ways.
No.
Donald Trump has helped China in so many ways. You know, one of the first things that Donald Trump did when he gained power?
What, the tariffs or what?
No, he shut down U.S. aid. Do you know what the point of U.S. aid was?
U.S. aid to like developing countries, or what do you mean?
Yeah, do you know what their primary function was?
For U.S. aid?
Yes.
To help developing countries?
Someone just look. I think it's City or whatever just said China has all of our soft power. That's it. USA was about soft power, right? It was the ability to influence other societies, other nations without having to use the stick, right? But now, since Donald Trump has pulled out all of our soft power around the world, China has literally stepped in and taken over all of our soft power. At the same time, Donald Trump has alienated our allies. And so China has picked up the pieces. Did you know that China actually made an agreement with Canada?
Yeah,
Because the US couldn't make trade agreements with Canada. And so now Canada and China has made this new alliance where Canada has reduced tariffs on China and create like this massive trade deal between them.
Yeah, I know it. With the EVs, 49,000 EVs coming.
China has stepped into every single hole that this Trump administration has left.
Is trying to stop.
No, he created it. He's the one that did it. How is he trying to stop it if he did it?
Okay, this is how he's trying to stop it, right? China has gained influence throughout the globe. It used to be United States, right? So of course he's going to pull the aid. If you're dealing with China, what do you need aid for?
It wasn't that way before he pulled it.
China's been running so for the longest time. He pulled
U.S. aid. And then China said, don't worry, I got you. That's what I'm saying. He created the space for China to step into. I'll give you another fucking example. What was our biggest export to China?
Our biggest, was it like soybeans or something?
Soybeans, absolutely, absolutely. How many soybeans did China buy from the United States in Q3 of 2025?
Zero.
Who did China make a deal with to get those soybeans from?
Brazil.
Argentina.
Okay, my bad.
Donald Trump started another trade war with China, which again shorthanded our farmers. And instead of China playing these games with Donald Trump, they went to another supplier to get that supply. Right. And so this is another example of Donald Trump creating more holes in our economy because that now has spiked our farmers where they're declaring bankruptcy. Under his first administration, the bankruptcy for farmers spiked by 24%. It spiked again, which the reason why people are saying groceries are so high is because Donald Trump started a trade war in his first administration. Legacy farmers had to sell their farms to these big corporations. These big corporations took over the farms, and surprise, surprise, these big farm corporations, a lot of them are backed by China. So China had a bigger stake in the United States farming industry, but they also had the ability to now sell the stuff to those stores at a higher prices. And since they sold the stuff to the stores at higher prices, the stores had to sell it to the American people at higher prices. It raised the actual prices on groceries. And Donald Trump is doing that again, where he's overwhelmingly hurt our farmers, our soy farmers, our beef farmers, all of these things. Like he's literally creating the problem. And you guys, for some fucking reason, think he's solving the problem.
Listen, do you not see the problem with having an over-reliance on China? Right? We have an over-reliance on China. Are we supposed to just turn a blind eye and act like that's not happening? Or are we supposed to take action?
What action have we taken to make ourselves self-sufficient?
And that is what he is doing.
What action have we taken to make ourselves self-sufficient?
When he came in, tariffs, right?
How did tariffs make us self-sufficient?
Tariffs, meaning cutting off all the trades.
How tariffs doesn't cut off trades.
Well, halting it.
Tariffs doesn't halt trades.
More evil. It would because it's
no, it wouldn't. What's a tariff?
It's increasing.
What's a tariff?
It's increased. It's a tax, pretty much a tax. You know, for
what do you mean?
Well, a tariff is to protect domestic product. Okay.
What is a tariff?
Tariffs are what you pay as the importer from the exporter. No. You pay. I know what a tariff is. If I buy something from China and it's $20, once it comes here, I have to pay the United States government whatever percentage of tariff that is for me to get that import from China. That's what a tariff is. So it protects the domestic product. So instead of me buying, this $20 thing and having to pay like $40 at the end of the day, I'd rather pay $30 for the domestic product, and thereby protecting domestic product.
Okay.
But
so that works in a silo, but that doesn't work when you put blanket tariffs on people, because the way that Donald Trump did tariffs, one, he put blanket tariffs on everyone. He did it without a plan. And normally it's done targeted. There's targeted tariffs. Tariffs are actually absolutely beneficial in short term and for targeted purposes. I'll give you a great example. Joe Biden actually put targeted tariffs on Japan to try to increase the EV production within the United States of America, and it absolutely helped. It grew the manufacturing industry within the United States of America because of his targeted tariffs. Donald Trump has plastered tariffs everywhere, right? And he's plastered tariffs everywhere to the point of raising prices on American citizens while not having a plan and not making any deals. He hasn't negotiated these deals. Donald Trump has made less than 10 deals while being in office and adding these tariffs on. And also, he's contradicting themselves, because he's saying that we're doing tariffs to negotiate better trade deals, but we're also doing tariffs to actually bring back manufacturing. Those two things are diametrically opposed. You don't want long-term tariffs if you want to bring back manufacturing. Neither one of those things work together. Also, it's not beneficial when the person that's doing the tariffs don't really know what fucking tariffs are. Do you know who Ron Vera is?
No, I do not.
Ron Vera is an economist that has been cited throughout the Trump administration as far as the tariff policy. He's literally the person that has been putting out information saying like, hey, universal tariffs, that's the way to go, right? So that's what Ron Vera has been saying. Do you know who Peter Navarro is?
I've heard him.
Peter Navarro is one of Donald Trump's right-hand mans. He's literally the person that's been guiding Donald Trump when it comes to tariffs. Peter Navarro has been listening to Ron Vera. Peter Navarro has been taking information from Ron Vera saying, hey, this information, this is great information. This economist is saying this is what we should do. So we should do this. And so Donald Trump is saying, bet, let's do it. So Donald Trump is listening to Peter Navarro. Peter Navarro is listening to Ron Vera. You want to know what the kick in the pants is?
What's up?
Ron Vera is Peter Navarro. He's literally been putting this information out, using the fake name, and then feeding it to Donald Trump as if he really knows anything about the economy and tariffs. And Donald Trump has been doing that shit. That's why he did things like Liberation Day, where he put tariffs on fucking islands with penguins. And when he did the tariffs, he used the actual formula that was created by Peter Navarro. Do you know what the formula was that they used to put tariffs on everyone?
I do not.
The trade amount versus the trade deficit divided by 2. That's literally how they did all of the tariffs for everyone. The trade amount minus the trade deficit divided by 2. What in the fuck? And then Donald Trump said that he was going to make deals and then make these deals to remove the tariffs. Now, I've already mentioned that Donald Trump has made less than 10 deals, but he has taken tariffs off and he's put tariffs on and he's reduced tariffs. Do you know what happened with Donald Trump when Switzerland came to the White House to meet them about their tariffs?
What happened?
Switzerland came. There were terrorists before the meeting. Switzerland showed up, and this is the facts as we know them. Switzerland came. Switzerland met with Donald Trump. They gave him a Rolex and a gold Swiss bar and left. No trade deal, no talks. And the only thing that Donald Trump did was lower the tariffs on Switzerland. There was no deal made for the American people, but apparently Donald Trump made the decision to lower the tariffs on Switzerland after receiving a Rolex and a gold bar. I'm not saying that Donald Trump reduced the tariffs because they gave him gifts, but I am saying that out of that meeting, the only thing that anyone got was Donald Trump with his gifts, and Switzerland got lower tariffs. Explain to me how that benefits the American people.
Okay. Well, America, as we know it, we are in a world of trouble. Okay. We have an over-reliance on China, right? That
did you just reset to default settings?
What?
Did you just Control Alt Delete?
What? I don't understand. Are you talking about what I'm saying?
Did someone just unplug you and plug you back in?
Man, dude, I'm trying to tell you, because it all comes back
You're
to
not
that.
addressing what I said. What does China have to do with Donald Trump reducing the trade on Switzerland after receiving the Rolex and the gold Swiss bar?
Well, this is what I'm saying, that it all comes back to China. Switzerland is an ally. All of this is to get the attention of the world, but really it's a jab at China. Venezuela wasn't about Venezuela. It was about China's influence in our back door. Iran is not really for the protesters, but it's really for China to cut off their oil supply. Okay, because the end game is China. Okay, China has been reducing their currency and debasing their currency to keep us at to keep themselves at an unfair advantage to United States products. We have an over reliance on China. Okay, they are trying to subvert the dollar system. They're trying to subvert the SWIFT
What
system.
if I told you that currently Donald Trump has taken us down a pathway that the last 5 superpowers have taken, that collapsed said superpowers and sent them into being irrelevant? What if I told you that the last 5 global superpowers, the last 5 countries where their currency was the world currency, like currently the United States dollar is the world currency, the last 5 countries that had the position that we are sitting in, we are copying and pasting the exact same shit that they did before they collapsed? What if I told you that most civilizations only last 250 years, and this is the 250th year of the United States of America? What if I told you that the dollar has devalued to the point that it is weak compared to so many other nations? What if I told you that what Donald Trump is currently doing and what the actual capitalistic society that we live in, what it's actually doing is causing banks to fold? Literally, banks, FDIC banks that are backed in the United States are going out of business. The Fed has been pumping additional liquidity into the markets while trying to hold the interest rate together. What if I told you that this shit isn't working and we are on the brink of collapse? And it's not because of China, it's because of what Donald Trump is doing.
A weaker dollar is more competitive on the global stage.
How is a weaker dollar more competitive on a global stage?
Because if we had a strong dollar to make a pencil, yeah, it costs 50 cents, but that same 50 cents is $1,000 of another currency. If we have a weaker dollar, that same 50 cents will be $2 in another. So we can sell to them. Does that make sense? The stronger dollar.
I can do heartless, I can't do stupid. I can absolutely deal with someone who only wants to engage in capitalism, but I damn sure can't do stupid. You got a second?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm on live right now. I just had to share this. Had a guy that told me that a weaker dollar, a weaker US dollar is better on the world stage.
Wow, what an idiot.
I don't even know what the fuck we're doing anymore, bro.
Well, I mean, just I tell him to go make a protest sign demanding hyperinflation now, because apparently we need it. And in order for us to be a strong, secure, and successful country dominated on the world stage, we need to print at least $100 trillion right now to the value of the dollar. God. We need to schedule school walkouts over this.
Oh,
I mean, we need school walkouts for hyperinflation now. Jerome Powell needs to act and ruin the dollar. I mean, we need to be stronger on the world stage.
Apparently, we can buy more pencils. That was his logic. I just had to share that with someone.
Thanks for sharing that with me, Santana. I hope you have a good rest of your stream. Good luck talking to that idiot.
I appreciate you, bro. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What are we doing, guys? What the fuck are we doing, chat? What are we doing? What are we even doing? None of this doesn't make sense. All right. Google AI told him that. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. I got a bunch of thank yous. I promise you guys. I see your donations, and I'm going to read those off. Angel, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Hi. I have a clarifying question about the lock of the GOP.
Mm-hmm. What's your clarifying question?
So by lock up the GOP, do you mean like the current GOP, the people in the administration, or like we're talking as a whole?
Yeah, as far as lock up the GOP, it's more so it's a headline grabber, but it specifically speaks to anyone within the governmental system that has been overwhelmingly harmful towards American citizens. While I do think that people within the GOP have perpetuated harm and defrauded the American people, I do think that people on the left as well should be held accountable and locked up. People within the Epstein files should be held accountable and locked up. So it's more than just the GOP. It's anyone who has caused harm to the American people.
Gotcha. I understand. Well, about that, yeah, I don't have that much of like an argument against that. Like, I'm completely for holding people accountable for what they have done. Yeah, no, like my vision of like a reform or like something about our political parties will be more like infiltration. That's like the thing I would like to like argue about, like looking up the GOP. I know, like at first it sounds like what Donald Trump wants to do with his political opponents. So it was kind of like, I don't think he means it like that. So
yeah, no, and for me, it's more so about like also not allowing people to skirt, right? The people in political power tend to actually get pardons or get let off, and they don't they're not held accountable for the harm that they cause. And that's another huge thing for me.
I understand. So I'm not too familiar with it. Like I say, you can drop me if you want. I still kind of don't agree much with locking up the GOP. Like the concept of course, like what do you need to join like a political party? Like, do you have to be endorsed, or like what's the main thing that holds people to like infiltrate like a political party with progressive ideas, like the GOP, like infiltrate the GOP? Because like what I've seen is like most of Trump supporters, like a lot of them like will end up agreeing with like socialist like points of view if a Republican is talking. That's what I have noticed.
Yeah.
So
it's literally, it's about propaganda. The issue that I have with all politicians is most of them are bought and sold, right? AIPAC is such a large contributor, but it's not just AIPAC. It's super PACs in general that back these politicians. And then since the super PACs back the politicians, they do the bidding of said politicians. And so it's not just the emphasis that's put on like one form, anyone, literally, there are certain bills that have been passed where representatives have voted against bills that are for the best interest of American citizens, and they've been paid like less than $10,000. Like literally, we could all come together. There's 1.3 thousand people here. We could all come together and actually buy a vote from like a U.S. senator for like 10 grand. And so that's the problem.
I understand. So do you have any recommendations like to track these like super PACs? I follow a couple pages like Track APAC, like in different social medias that actually help with that. But
you know Nico?
No.
Nico is he's one of my friends on here. He does a great job as far as tracking like the political funding. He does like the TikTok and piece of shit. Have you ever seen he does like the political grading and breaks down like the super PAC. Give me a second.
You're good.
Send me a message on this. 1 second. He told me about his website. He has a website that's really good. 1 second. He has the Integrity Index website.
Integrity Index website. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so the Integrity Index website, it uses the, it's for politicians or even elections, and it has a bunch of stuff on there, and it gives like more of a breakdown. And I'll go ahead and spill the beans. He and I are going to be doing some stuff when it comes to like the midterms and ensuring that people know the politicians that are running and, you know, where the money is coming into them and all this other stuff. So, but yeah, like Nico does a really great job with that, and he has a really great comprehensive website.
I understand. Yeah, like that's one of the main things I'm interested because I support like Talarico here in Texas. I don't know, you might have more information about like Jasmine Crockett that I don't. I've heard rumors, but I don't believe rumors until like they provide a source saying like she is.
Yeah, you know the issue. I'm just fucking name dropping. One of my other friends, he put out a video talking about this the other day, but and he was really talking about it really spoke to like Jasmine Crockett and not just Jasmine Crockett, but more so why. You're too late now. I already talked to someone else.
Damn.
You didn't answer. I'm on live right now. You didn't answer your FaceTime, so I called Dean. He answered. Like he's an actual friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm getting sold out right now.
I am. I was calling to tell you I was debating this guy, and he told me that we need a weaker dollar, and on the it helps to have a weaker dollar on the global scale. I'm sorry, on the global. I can't even remember what the fuck he said. It was just stupid. He just said the dollar needs to be weaker. It's good for the dollar to be weaker.
Is he a libertarian?
No, he was a Trump supporter. He was
That's what I'm
blagger.
saying. Was he like a
No, he
libertarian?
was blagger.
He was black?
Yeah.
Black guy was saying this?
Yeah.
He's in the soaking place.
He is.
Okay.
He is.
Yeah, no, that's really stupid. That's very stupid.
Were you napping?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wipe this shit out of the corner of your eye.
What? Yeah.
Listen, let me go. I'm on live, like literally in the middle of a conversation.
Oh shit. All right.
All right, bro. Yeah. Anyway, he was talking about like what happened with basically the way that we allow people to come after Kamala Harris caused the issue with any black woman moving forward. right? So that's the problem. And so when you talk about like any type of lies or misconceptions or whatever the case may be, like they're going to lie about Jasmine Crockett and her record and what she stands for. I've seen so many people try to like devalue who she is, and that's now like that's misogynoir. And like that's a whole nother conversation that you might not be ready for. But like specifically, they're targeting her because of the way that people allowed Kamala Harris to be targeted in the past presidential election. So that's why you're seeing the stuff happening with Jasmine Crockett.
I understand. Yeah, like no, I don't get me wrong. I really love how vocal she is about like how much like she despises Donald Trump. So like no, I love her vibe, and but like I said, I don't want to go by vibes. I want to go like does she endorse like APAC? Like
no, she doesn't.
Like okay.
She doesn't. And someone tried to actually like cut off someone tried to actually cut off something that she said and then make it seem as if she endorsed like Israel and everything, but they cut off like the entire portion of what she was saying. And she was basically just talking about while Israel is technically an ally of the United States, we have to support them since they are an ally, but we should immediately stop all funding to them. We should stop selling weapons to them and da 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 da. But they just cut off the first part and didn't play the entire thing.
Yeah, the way they propagandize all this stuff is crazy sometimes. I understand. Yeah, no, I have a big support for both of them. Literally, I will be okay like with both like Tallarico or Jasmine Crockett. Like I love both of them. It's just like I had the like kind of uncertainty about Jasmine, but
I mean, from my buck, I would go with Jasmine Crockett over James Tallarico. Just more so because of I know more so about what she stands for and who she is, and not only knowing more so about what she stands for and who she is, but even more so like what she's willing to fight for. And she's willing to fight for the right things. People love Gavin Newsom for some reason because he's pushed back on the Trump administration.
I don't really like Newsom at all.
Say it again.
I don't really like Newsom.
Well, yeah. No. But I'm saying like one of the appeals of Gavin Newsom is he's not afraid of Trump, right? But he has a ton of baggage for good or for worse. I mean, for better or for worse, he has a ton of baggage. But like Jasmine Crockett has that same lack of fear and is willing to take on, the entire right as well. But she actually stands for things with substance. So like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And Hector, I don't know if you want to come up for a second. Hector's one of my friends who's in Texas, and I know he may have a little bit more insight specifically on that race since it's local for him. But like I said, for my buck, I would always lean Jasmine Crockett over Tallarico. But here's Hector. He might be able to speak on it a little bit more because he's in Texas.
Oh, hi, Hector. Good evening.
Give me like 30 seconds of finishing to
Yeah, take your time. Let me thank a couple of people really quick, and then you guys can get out there. I'm going to speed run these guys. W's in the chat for Joel for the $5 super chat to say, you always say you won't hold me, but what if we need a hug? If you need a hug, I got you, Joel. W's in the chat for J Mule for the $20 super chat to say, bro, you got to use the MAGA language. Family first happens in the happiest countries. Oh, I get what you're saying, because capitalism disregards the family. Next, 90 to 80 is the angle that they spread their cheeks to receive capitalism and back. Got it. Okay, I get what you were saying now, J Mule. Dubs in the chat for J Mule for the $20 super chat. Then follow up, say, just translate how super happy countries are prioritizing family first and health, but just use MAGA language to show them how the United States isn't meeting the mark because of greed and racism. You got it. I hope. I actually, J Mule, like you're fucking spot on. Got it. W's in chat for TIS for the $9.99 super chat to say, Kamala unrealized capital gain policy would have been huge for social services. That's what I'm saying. 10,000 people would have already been had got a helping hand in Trump's by Trump's tax cuts. W's in the chat for J Moon for the $5 super chat to say, only effing reason U.S. is number one is because of taxpayers are funding the most powerful military. Yet we're lower half of the happiness index. MAGA hates America. You do. W's in chat for Swan. Swan sent a $2 super chat to say Santana is Swan locked and loaded for YouTube. Swan, well, let me make sure I got you locked and loaded. Let me make sure I got you. You are boom. Got you added as a mod over on the tube. W's in chat for Swan. W's in chat for Corey for the $5 donation. Saying the people will spend their money on more things that they need instead of hoarding wealth. What a pathetic argument. It was so bad, Corey. It was so fucking bad. W's in chat for Kenzie for the $30 donation. Saying the meat riding of billionaires this guest is participating is actually insane. He was slobbing on it. He's thirsty for those 1%ers if it will ever be him. You're not the one, caller. W's in the chat for Joe for the $4 donation saying government, aka taxpayers, are the ones who invest in new technology. That's true. I fucking forgot to say that. That's so true. It always has been that way. That's why Elon Musk empire was built on $40 billion in taxpayer funds via Washington Post. Corporate tax rate was 35% under Clinton, and we had record growth. Absolutely. W's in chat for Brittany for the $5 donation. Saying he's missing the point that billionaires are using loopholes to not pay their fair share. It's not about punishment. It's about being fair and contributing back to society and all that we do. W's in the chat for Kinsey for the $10 donation. And another dono just to say that I'm all over these Republican/MAGAs coming up. And I'm over these Republican/MAGAs coming up and saying the U.S. should be run like a business. Piss me the clean off. And even if it was, Trump is not the one to run the business. W's in chat for Kelton for the $5 donation saying, as a black man, a David Duke endorsement is disqualifying. Your oppressor cannot be your liberator. Fucking bars, Kelton. Bars. W's in the chat for John. What up, John? Gene sent a $1 donation, said, here's $1. Give me a fucking pencil. W's in the chat for Paige for the $2 donation saying, hello. All the love for what you do. If you ever have a second to talk, if you have a second, please ask the people look into Steve Tendon detained by ICE in Vermont. We are such a small state. I can tag you in some videos if you like. He's a torture survivor and will be deported. Yeah, Paige, tag me. I always look at the video. I shouldn't even say this out loud, but I always look at the videos people tag me in. W's in chat for Darius for the $5 donation saying, why do you think why do you think of the F ICE chant? Oh, what do I think? You meant what do I think of the F ICE chant? I fucking loved it when the AEW crowd broke out fuck ICE. And the look on MJF's face, priceless. And holy fuck, W's in the chat for Gail for the $50 donation. Gail said, for your headache, Gail, thank you so much for the 50 and thank you so much. I'm going to use it on therapy, Gail. W's in the chat for Gail. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on the YouTube, you can send a super chat. I will read that out. Keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 400,000 likes. Also, I love you more. I love you more, Gail. I love you way more. If you see the word follow up at the top, that means you're not following me. We're driving to 100,000 followers. Guys, we're like 17,000 followers away from 100,000. We can do it. Hit that follow button. If you're not following me, hit that follow button. Turn on notifications. I go live every day. And also take care of Hector while he's up here and going to do a little bit of lifting for me. Hector, are you G2G?
Yes.
All right, floor is yours.
Angel, you said you're in Texas?
Yes, I am in Texas.
Got you. I'm in Texas too, Austin specifically, or at least until tomorrow. I'm actually moving to a different part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, doing a lot of cleaning right now. It's annoying. So, when it comes to James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett, initially I was very middle ground on the issue. It was like, hey, whoever you vote for, Texas is going to be better off for it until the last 2 weeks. So first off, I want to compliment James Tallarico for his media presence. Getting on a lot of these popular podcasts and platforms that we can even look at in 2024 with Kamala Harris, that she was criticized for not going and reaching those people. He's been doing a fantastic job at that. However, media presence doesn't necessarily equate to votes. Jasmine Crockett had the name recognition. She had the base of Democrats. She definitely had all of Houston and Dallas. So there's that. But James Tallarico's making his way up there. And then basically his campaign crashed within the last 2 weeks. And what I mean by that specifically, and a lot of this may be news to you, first off, there's some alleged report of a call between Jasmine Crockett and her team where James Tallarico put out this letter crying about an attack ad and that they were going to attack him when it was simply going off the fact that he broke or returned back to quorum back in 2021 for initial vote on redistricting, I believe. This was discussed in this meeting, not as a gotcha or a bad thing or something they were going to use to attack him, but just as a fact of something that happened, something that James Tallarico could back. And he put out this letter jumping the gun. And up to now, we see literally no attack ad from Jasmine Crockett, because that's not who she is. They've both been very civil. I watched a debate with them. They refuse to go into the tit for tat. They say, hey, we're both going to be good for Texas. It's just about your preference. All of that went out the window. He put out this ridiculous letter. Then we have a report from a popular content creator, a huge Texas creator here, who had a personal one-on-one conversation with him. We referred to Colin Allred, the black man who ran against Ted Cruz in 2024.
Heard that one.
As a mediocre black man.
Yep.
So let me be clear. I think Colin Allred is a mediocre politician, 6,000%. But he specifically said a mediocre black man. And that's the issue that I have. That's racism. I know. White people in the comments, you may be struggling with the fact that James Tallarico has some racism to deal with. Unpack that shit, because he is. I'm not saying he's a triple K hood wearing one, but it's there. You can't deny the comments. So there's that. Then there's the issue surrounding Liz Smith and another individual that I cannot name off the top of my head right now. Liz Smith is specifically someone who's very much hated by the more progressive side of the left and even some staunch Democrats, because she was the person who worked alongside Cuomo and attacking the women who accused him of sexually harassing them. She was one of the people who defended him. And now she's working on his campaign, which he has denied. But then you look at his listing and you literally see her contributions to his team. And the debate that I just watched recently with him and Jasmine Crockett, man, just straight up played us. He straight up said that she wasn't. So there's that. And there's another individual, I do not remember his name, but again, you can easily look this up. There's someone associated with his campaign that he's been using to get the word out here in Texas, who specifically made a comment about Democrats need to stop going woke or not go woke anymore. And a hard stop for me is anyone, especially if you're on the left, who misuses what the word woke actually means. That is a huge fucking no-no for me. I cannot stand people who bastardize what woke actually means and use it in a Republican fashion.
It's not a derogatory term. It's not supposed to be used as a derogatory term. That's
exactly. And that's exactly what the Republicans have made it. And it's crazy to me that you would have anyone associated with your campaign who plays into Republican tactics. So with that being said, F James Tallarico. Let me be super clear. I'm actually working on getting on an interview with him. If he ends up being the primary, he wins the primary and he ends up being the candidate, dare I say it, I may have to vote for the guy, but I am not going to like it. He is still infinitely better than James Corden or John Cornyn. He's still infinitely better than Ken Paxton. But as of right now, we have a more than qualified, just substantial candidate, Jasmine Crockett, who's been building her name up, who has the votes, who has the subcommittees. She's on the subcommittee for AI, oversight of government reform. She was one of the people who not only named Renee Nicole Good in the subcommittee vote to subpoena DHS for information related to her murder, but she was also the individual who was regulating AI and trying to get more protections for the average American so they're not taking all of our jobs. She is on the front lines doing everything that we've literally been asking her to do. She supports Medicare for all. Everyone wants to talk about her votes for the Israel packages and weapons deal. Fun fact, and she's clarified this, you can literally look this up on her voting record. She, alongside other Democrats, worked with other Democrats to add the aid packages to to the funding, because at the end of the day, Republicans controlled it. They was going to pass it anyway, but they negotiated and was able to get some aid to Taiwan, Palestine, and then several other countries. That's the part everyone leaves out of this conversation, which I actually respect. This idea that Democrats can just stop this relationship with Israel, especially one lonely black woman, is ridiculous. But the fact that she was able to yes, exactly. But the fact that she was able to come together with other Democrats and say, at least let's give some aid to people that they're attacking. I'm not saying it's a lot. It's something. It's better than nothing. So Jasmine Crockett all the way. It's not even a question for me. So I hope that clarified some things for you.
No, it really does. Like you say, like the only reason I will really support James is like you say, if he wins the primary and like he's the one running, because anything's better than having like the other guy. We need to flip the seats, and but like really now with the information that I have now, like I definitely look more into Jasmine because I really like how she fights back about like all the issues, about like all the propaganda that like that really the government is trying to push to the people. So like I do really like her. So I wasn't aware that like Tallarico was like being surrounded by so many questionable people. I hear about like the donations. I didn't know about like his team like having like this type of people. Like so, yeah, that's kind of new to me.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm going to keep it $150. I was very disappointed because I'm huge on media presence, and he was doing an exceptional job in that area.
He really was. Like my favorite like advertisement like was the one he did with Dia de los Muertos, because like I'm Hispanic. I'm Hispanic, so like that was like oh, like that's beautiful. It was a beautiful like ad that I watched. So yeah, it's really disappointing. I'm really disappointed right now, like knowing that like he surrounds himself like with very questionable people like this.
Yeah, the crazy part is yeah, like you said, he was doing very well in that. But now I'm rethinking a lot of things based off of what's come out in the last 2 weeks, and there's apparently more on the way. Where it's like, was this a cover? Was this media presence an important part to require people not to dig a little bit too deep? Because now I have to rethink everything. Ooh, exactly. And my final reason, I have so much more, but my final reason, this is going to be more personal that a lot of people are going to agree with, but I'm not going to root in any type of like fact. Necessarily. My final reason for voting for Jasmine Crockett over anyone else, I think it's important to uplift the people that Trump can't get her name out of his mouth.
Yeah, I was literally saying that I said people love like the fact that Gavin Newsom isn't afraid of Trump and is always hitting Trump. Like she does the same thing, but she aligns, so.
Exactly. Gavin Newsom does not get the smoke that Jasmine Crockett does from Donald Trump. And I think if Donald Trump is concerned about her that much, then she's a real threat.
Yeah, Newsom doesn't get backlash because he's a white man. Like, that's exactly the reason why he doesn't get the backlash, because, yeah, we know why. The reason I don't really like Newsom is because I feel like most of it is like showmanship. I feel like he's a showman more than like a person who actually cares. Like that's like how I see him, and like the way I have seen like people like Tallarico now, like I have more context about like the people he's surrounded with. It goes back to like what first brought up about lock up the GOP. I feel like a lot of like conservative Democrats are really like closeted Republicans that are trying to like get both of the sides, like get so like a lot of Democrats that will vote blue no matter who, and but also part of the conservatives like that are Republicans, but like they are more prone to switch parties if like they see something that they agree with. Like I say, like and I feel like there's like a lot of infiltration like in the Democratic Party like this. Like there's a lot of like people who align more with the Republicans that like run like this, like Tallarico, but I might be completely misinformed. I'm just assuming.
I would say it's the Bernie bro effect. And I know we got a lot of Bernie lovers out there for some reason, but I would say it's the Bernie bro effect. You get a ton of people. Never forget the reports. A large portion of the people who voted for Bernie Sanders in 2016 voted for Trump. Where it's just, if it's not about the money, they don't seem to care about anything else. And civil rights and social rights is a non-negotiable for me. I can't toss that to the side just because of my wallet, not to mention anyone who looks at Trump as being good on their wallet is ridiculous. Just look at the numbers.
It is really bad. And like I was talking with my friends, like my tax return is actually like one of the biggest I've got in the last like 4 or 5 years because they're not taxing overtime and tips. But I was very clear with my friends. I will give all my tax refund back if like we could remove ICE from the streets. Like
fuck ICE.
It's ridiculous. Like I'm a naturalized citizen, but I'm under stress every single fucking day going to work.
Yeah. The wild part about this is like I don't understand how you can be an American at all. Like I don't understand how you can be in this country and not feel the implications of ICE. Like, no one's exempt. I mean, they're fucking shooting white women in the face in broad daylight. So I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. Like, everybody should have their head on the swivel. So anyway, Angel, thank you so much for coming up. I really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate you challenging that premise and opening up an even better conversation.
Thank you, Santana. One more thing. There was someone in the comments asking about the midterms. I believe like those depend. It depends your county and your state. So like
your vote.
No, like the dates. Like it was Evelyn's. She asked about the dates about the midterms, and I think that depends your county. Like, is that right?
So I know early voting here in Texas ended on February, not early voting, to register to vote ended on February the 2nd. So if you aren't registered to vote, you lost your chance about 4 days ago. If you are registered to vote, early voting in Texas, across Texas, starts on February the 17th. I like to knock it out as early as possible. If you're one of those people as well, February the 17th, 3 days after Valentine's, you can go and you can cast your vote.
Hector, what do you give me for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, maybe a hat. Maybe a hat or something.
So, Hector, I have a question because I know.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
1 second.
Hector.
Oh, Jesus
I want
Christ.
flowers, and I want chocolate, and I want you to take me to see a movie. That's what I want for Valentine's Day. Just so you know.
If you don't turn that voice off, I'm gonna give you a bag of coal.
All right, Angel, you can ask your one last question for Hector, but I got to move on after this, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Hector. So I know like Texas is a very gerrymander state. So I mailed my voters application. Like, was the last day to register like based on the date to get my my application, or is based like the day you mailed it? Like,
it's best to do it a day before, but it should be fine. When did you do it?
The weekend before the deadline, because the deadline was.
Oh, you're good then. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, I understand. So
because it should be postmarked, so it should have the correct date on there by the time they get it in.
I got you. Well, thank you so much, Hector. Thank you, Santana.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, man, you take it easy.
Have a good one.
You too. Have a good night.
Hector, I'm sorry to pull you out from what you were doing. I knew you would have more direct intel on me because you're more local, and holy fuck did you bring it. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely, but I was just listening anyway. The last guy was stressing me out, so I'm glad I had the opportunity.
Holy fuck, what were we doing, Hector? I like literally forgot about that guy. These people have been fucking weird.
I don't know what's in the water tonight. It's a full moon, but goodness gracious.
How close are you to being done?
It's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night because I was sick, so I didn't get the head start like I wanted. And I am doing this myself. No, I'm good on that. Thankfully.
Is your beaties acting up?
I need to get checked for that, to be completely honest. But no, caught a little cold.
The beaties. Okay.
There's something going around in Texas, and it's deregulated to hell when it comes to health. So.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, bro, do your thing. I appreciate you coming up.
All right, man. Later.
Yep.
Tap the screen.
You say the sugars. Yeah, it is the sugars. It's the sugars. It's the sugars. Got the sugars, got the beaties. Hey, Swan, what time are you going live? When is Swan going live? You want to start your live then, and I'll send you a raid? Come over for 2 seconds if you can. The sugars, I'm telling you, it is the sugars. Hey, Swan.
Hello.
So are you going live like right after, or what are we doing?
Yeah, whenever you're done, or like by 1 a.m. if you're not done.
Okay, I was about to say, I mean, like, if you want to go ahead and start your live, then I'll send you a raid. We can do that because, like,
Absolutely.
I'm done. Guys, this is Swan right here. First and foremost, show her some love. 1.2 thousand people. Show Swan some love. Also, hit that follow button. Swan has the best live. Not even going to hold you. Like, I may be a little biased. I enjoy everyone. I enjoy Jeff. I enjoy Solid. I enjoy Parker. I enjoy Fax. I enjoy Zeus. I enjoy everyone. But I spend the majority of my time in Swan's live a fucking while. They are unhinged, and I don't understand how she does it, but holy fuck, she does it. So make sure you give Swan a follow. I promise you, I promise you, chat, I am not fucking lying. You don't want to miss it. I lit every single night. I hang out in her live because it is the fucking place to be. Am I fucking Jared's here. Jared, am I lying? Jared, am I lying? Jared, tell the people if I'm lying. Tell the people. Let me know. Look, right there. W's for Swan. I'm telling you, not fucking lying.
I appreciate that, y'all. I do. It does get a little wild in there though. So wear your seatbelt. Wear your seatbelt.
All right. Go. If you go ahead and start out watching, as soon as you're live, we'll send you a raid. Guys, make sure you follow Swan because this is where we're going. Right here. We're going to Swan's live.
All right, you can drop me down. I'm gonna go start up.
All right. A couple of quick thank yous. W's in the chat for Marie, who sent a $5 donation saying, I have to be at work at 5, so I'm sending the tidings before I pass. God be with you for dealing with these fools. W's in the chat. Yeah, I will hop up on the panel. I fucking love it. I love being in Swan's live, but holy shit, they just can't get. So this is why Swan's live is my favorite, right? In order to debate any of Swan's topics, you have to get past 3 questions. You have to get past 3 questions. And the 3 questions are age, race, and pronouns. And they can never get past the fucking 3 questions. They can never get past age, race, and pronouns. It whips their ass every single time. I'm telling the amount of crash outs it takes just to get past those 3 questions. It's crazy. And then you got there's this one guy who comes back every night. His name is Young King. He comes back every night and fucking loses every single. I've never seen somebody get their ass whipped that many times and keep coming back. Like I am so confused. He comes back every single night and gets his ass kicked in the debate and then just leaves and comes back the next night. I'm like, what are we doing? It's fucking wild. Fucking wild. I promise you guys, if you haven't watched Swan's live, you're gonna enjoy it. W's in chat for Joe for the $4 donation saying, Hector, there's no source to verify Tellerico alleged comments. I think the largest problem with the left is the either on instead of standing together. This is an example of that. I understand what you really want Crockett, but stop and yeah, if you say so, Joe. I would love to verify that. I do know for a fact that there has been a lot of controversy around James Tellerico. I hadn't heard that other information, but I will do the digging for myself. It wouldn't surprise me, though. Wouldn't surprise me. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt at the moment. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt at the moment. W's in chat for Gene for the $1 donation saying, you versus Hector, Battle of the Milk Duds. I got hair. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I actually choose to shave my head. I literally get choose to shave my head. If you guys are looking for Swan doesn't have a YouTube yet. So if you guys are looking for, it's a private recording? Yep. If you guys are looking for Swan's YouTube, she doesn't have a YouTube yet. I've been fussing at her about getting YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna fuss at Swan to get a YouTube. Guys, Swan just went live. I'm going to send my backup over and put my backup up on the panel so you guys can find her by my backup. So you guys can go over, find her. My backup is now on Swan's panel. So once we end this live, you're going to go to Swan's live, but my backup is on her panel. Her TikTok is right here. This is her TikTok right there. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we're going to get out of here. My backup is already on her panel and she is live.
You stepped in the box, now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here, you better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts like lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Great stats will get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey, guys, get over to Swan's. Get over to Swan's live. We're going to go hang out. Swan is live and my backup is on the account with Swan. Get over there. Get over there. Get over there. Santana Raid, show Swan some love. Get into the comments, tap the screen, share the live, send the daily heart me, knock out the gift goal. Be great. I'm telling you, you guys do not want to miss the live. It's going to be fucking lit. It always is. I'll see you guys over there. I love you all. Thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the shares, the like. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I know this was a short 2-hour live, but it was so much fun. I love you all. And as always...